Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Full details of DK Metcalf's contract reveal intriguing final year number. The Pittsburgh Steelers entered the offseason on a mission to find an offensive playmaker. The Steelers were able to land DK Metcalf in a trade with the Seattle Seahawks, finally adding a WR1 opposite George Pickens. Once Metcalf was in Pittsburgh, the team signed him to a 5-year, $150 million extension. However, in the NFL, contracts are never quite what they seem. And once the guaranteed money runs out, the deal will only last as long as the team allows it to. In Metcalf's contract, the final year is quite expensive as he's due a $30.5 million base salary in 2029 as well as a $5 million off-season roster bonus, per Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk. If the Steelers decide not to pay Metcalf $35.5 million for his age 31 season, his new deal is actually a 4-year, $114.5 million contract, Florio notes. All of Metcalf's guaranteed money comes in the first 2 years. He got $60 million fully guaranteed from the Steelers. That comes in the form of a $30 million signing bonus, a $5 million base salary for 2025 and a $25 million salary for 2026. So, at a minimum, Metcalf has a 2-year, $60 million contract. Anything beyond that is entirely up in the air. After requesting a trade this offseason, Metcalf made it clear he wanted a new deal that paid him like a top receiver. On paper, he got that from the Steelers as the average annual value of his new contract is $33 million, which ranks 4th in the NFL. The $33 million AAV is behind only Jamar Chase, $40.25 million, Justin Jefferson, $35 million, and CeeDee Lamb, $34 million, per Spotrac. But if the Steelers opt to knock off the final year of the new deal Metcalf signed, his AAV drops to $28.625 million, which would rank 10th in the league. Based on his performance or team needs, Pittsburgh can turn Metcalf's contract into a 3-year, $86.5 million deal. That would come out to an AAV of $28.83 million. As with all NFL contracts that don't involve Deshaun Watson, players won't necessarily make the money reported in the initial deal. But for at least the next 2 seasons, the Steelers have a key offensive piece after landing Metcalf. In 2024, Pittsburgh's second leading receiver was tight end Pat Freiermuth, who had 65 receptions for 653 yards. In 6 seasons, Metcalf has never had less than 900 receiving yards and he's never played fewer than 15 games. And at 27, the 2-time Pro Bowler is in the middle of his prime. Now the Steelers just need to find a quarterback to throw him the ball. Pittsburgh has a standing offer for Aaron Rodgers. But the team continues to wait for the future Hall of Famer to decide where he wants to play in 2025. Giants get great news on 10-time Pro Bowl QB. Amidst all the anticipation about where Aaron Rodgers will sign for the 2025 NFL season, it's easy to forget that there is another veteran future Hall of Fame quarterback who is available as a free agent right now. After a decent but overall disappointing season with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Russell Wilson is there for the taking. He has been linked to a few teams, including the Steelers, New York Giants and Cleveland Browns. But according to ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler, Wilson does seem to have a clear preference. The reporter said on SportsCenter that the 10-time Pro Bowler sees the Giants as a better option for him than Pittsburgh. I'm told that Aaron Rodgers has standing offers from both the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants, so it's up to him to decide, Fowler said during a Wednesday appearance on SportsCenter, Hat Tip Bleacher Report. This is his first foray into free agency in 20 years, so really nobody outside of his inner circle knows exactly what to expect. I get the sense, although this is fluid, the sense that Pittsburgh is willing to wait this out a little bit. Rodgers is their top target, so they'll see where it goes. They got Russell Wilson still as sort of a contingency, but he's sort of been number 2, number 3 on their list all along, and so I'm told that Russell Wilson sees the Giants as more of a viable option for him throughout this process. Wilson isn't quite the player he was during his heyday with the Seattle Seahawks several years ago. In 2024, he threw for 2,482 yards and 16 touchdowns, both of which were career lows, in 11 games while completing 63.7% of his pass attempts. But he did manage to take the Steelers, a team that lacked high-end offensive firepower, to the playoffs after they posted a 10-7 regular season record. The Giants also don't have much offensive firepower, but they do have wide receiver Malik Nabers, who just completed a stellar rookie year with 109 catches for 1,204 yards and 7 touchdowns. They will have the number 3 pick in the upcoming NFL draft, which means there is always the chance that even if they sign Wilson or Rodgers, for that matter, they could draft a quarterback and have him sit for a year or two while he learns from one who has won a Super Bowl championship. Steelers connected as potential trade suitor for talented young QB. Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers are still waiting for Aaron Rodgers' decision. They received some good news when it was reported that the Minnesota Vikings were not going to sign Rodgers and would instead focus on building around J.J. McCarthy. However, there is no guarantee that Rodgers will decide to sign with the Steelers. As Pittsburgh continues waiting, they run the risk of missing out on other quarterbacks. Now, they have been connected as a potential trade suitor for a very intriguing young signal caller. At the end of the day, the Steelers can't wait for Rodgers all offseason. They have to make sure they bring in a quality starting quarterback. Tyler Sullivan of CBS Sports has connected the Steelers to a very intriguing name. He thinks they're among the most logical destinations for New England Patriots quarterback Joe Milton III. Even if they added another veteran to the room, Milton could be a low-risk acquisition to come in and compete for the starting job over the summer, Sullivan wrote. Given his ability to throw the football a country mile, he'd be fascinating to see with DK Metcalf and George Pickens at his disposal. Milton has been rumored to be on the trade block for the right price. He is coming off of a rookie season with the Patriots where he played in just one game. That one game happened to be the season finale against the Buffalo Bills. In that outing, Milton put together a big-time performance. He showed flashes of talent that could turn into franchise quarterback potential. He ended up completing 22 of his 29 pass attempts for 241 yards, a touchdown, and no interceptions. He also picked up 16 yards and a touchdown on the ground. And you fan? What do you think about Joe Milton's situation? Write to us in the comments.